Now Sophie is curious. A lot of thoughts might be going on. So, yes, beyond the mind, finding freedom. How? By self inquiry. And it is an inner revolution. Perhaps this may be the last session if you have understood, realized, and act on it. You know, in ancient days, the Indian washermen used to keep donkeys. They used to load the clothes from the community, and they used to go to the river. In the river, they used to wash the clothes, load on the donkeys, and return to each their neighborhood. We are trying to understand what is this beyond mind, finding freedom through the self inquiry. So, so when they used to, these washermen used to reach at the bank of a river, they used to tie either with a peg, peg or some circular structure uh, they used to fix in the ground, and they used to tie with the rope the donkeys so that donkeys should not go anywhere until they wash these clothes. So one day he loaded the clothes from the neighborhood, he reached to the bank of a river, and there he tied one donkey. The other donkey, he forgot to bring the rope. So how he has to tie? So he sat down, and because the river is too far. So we have unexpected worries when something we are planning and something untoward happening. But that I will take later. So he sat down, he was very sad. A monk was passing by. He said, "Why? What happened? Why you are sad and crying?" So he heard the problem and he said, "It is very easy to do it. No worries." So he went near the donkey. You know the donkey, an animal? Well, yeah, very good. Yeah, yeah. We should know them. They are pretty animals. So, so monk went to the second donkey, which was untied, and as if he tied with an imaginary rope to the tree. He said, "You tying," and then tried, and within minutes the second donkey sat down. Now I'm tied down. You got it? He was not a magician, he just showed the donkey that he is tied down. So after washing the clothes, he loaded all the clothes on the first donkey, untied the rope, free. He loaded all the clothes on the second donkey. That donkey was not ready to stand up. Monk was nearby, and he went to the donkey. He said, he is not standing. "Oh, did you untie? But there is no rope. What to untie? What you are talking about?" "No, the donkey will not stand up unless in imagination you untie the rope." And the washerman went there, he untied with imagination. Donkey sat up, he loaded the clothes and went to his house. We all accept imagined ropes in our mind. We all accept imagined ropes, my honey is like this, he does not understand, she does. We all are tied with an imaginary ropes in our mind, which has no existence, is causing the suffering. What to do? The way we have tied down, we have to untie it. I believe in democracy. I believe in communism. I believe in this. We have many ropes we have tied down. I did not expect my honey will do it. Only honey will do it. What I have to do with you? What I have to do with you? Just 1 hour, finished. After a week, we will meet again. Any rope is bad. Tied with any rope is bad. Rope may be honey, rope may be money, rope may be attachment, rope may be detachment, rope may be anxiety. With those ropes in our mind tied down, we go to the religious places and pray to God. It will not work. And then you start blaming the God. Another rope. Why didn't you listen to me? Another rope. Oh, you are listening to me. Pleasure seeking mind. Another rope. Untie these ropes. We believe it is real. Second point. First, imaginary ropes. Second is that I continue with those thoughts and the mind continues to wander inside me. It doesn't travel. What it means? Third point. What it means? You have in your mind, so I have to go to the restroom. So you land up in the restroom, not in the kitchen, not in the bedroom. Travel is good. No, I have to go to my friend's place. You go there, drive your car, you know the address, and you go there. So that is known as the traveling. You know the destination, but the mind continues to think inside my head. We are not traveling. This mind is wandering. Why it is wandering? This rope, that rope. High rope, low rope. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? You're getting it, then you are liberated. Nothing is required. I know after an hour again, your mind will tie to those ropes. 100%. Are you appreciating yourself? That is what we say, the ignorance. The way we tied with these ropes, you have to untie in the same manner. Soulmate, honey, I love you so much. What happens after a few years? What happens after a few years? You have a money and still we have worries. So whether we say the worries, anxiety, duality, stress and suffering, these are the imaginary ropes. We are tied down, we are responsible, and as long as we don't untie, there is no solution in the world. You try hard, you go to any doctor, any profession. That is what the Eastern wisdom says, and this is ignorance. But why this? Because I believe I'm tied down. I believe I have a stress. Why? Because of you. Because of the event, because of the world outside, because of the situation. My heart is sinking. I'm not doing anything. But I make I make my mind believe you are responsible for it. And that is how this mind is filled with the craziness, thinking too much, full of anxiety, thinking too much, full of anxiety, delusion. What is this? Mind is wandering inside. We travel outside intelligently. I have to go to one's house. I know the GPS, put the map, address, reach there. My mind says, go to the bedroom. I go there, go to the restroom, check the kitchen, go to the patio, out, everywhere. I'm traveling. Physical. But I'm always wandering inside. Even now, you may be wandering, your mind may be thinking something else. We feel that is natural. We feel it is so natural. That is the cause of our constant, consistent suffering, anxiety, duality, conflict. We enjoy suffering. Problem is this. But we believe I have a lot of suffering as long as, for example, honey may be anything, so you already understand. As long as the honey is there, what I have to do with the honey which causes the suffering? Untie. I have tied down. Where? In the mind. How? Imagination. What the imagination does, I created a belief that you are responsible for my suffering. You are responsible for my pleasure. So you have left me, so I'm suffering. You are with me, I'm suffering. Problem is this. Mind created millions and trillions of these thoughts. Then I believe, imaginary ropes, then I believe they are real. When I believe they are real, you are in front of me, so you are responsible for my suffering. My situation, my event. We don't want to understand this problem. That is why we say mindfulness is emptiness. Untie. Untying is emptiness. We mistake the mind's activity, means its thought, its emotions, and perception, as if this is the real. So what is a thought? I'm into anxiety. Why I'm into anxiety? Because you caused me anxiety. Is the mind not playing with these thoughts and emotions? You had a differences with anyone, including the honey. Now that difference is also a thought associated with an emotion. You have no chance, you have to live with the honey, for example. One day, second day, third day, fourth day, 1 week, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, month passed, and that thought associated with an emotion has become very stronger. You have an imaginary rope. Now you wake up in the morning, you have to face them. You need not to face me, I'm not there with you. Are you understanding? You are facing thought with emotion triggers what to do. I had a more belief, I have a stronger belief that this thought associated with an emotion pertaining to the person in front of me, living together 24/7, is the cause of the problem. But the person is not the problem. Problem is the thought that I believe. The thought with the emotion that I have a tremendous belief that you are responsible. You are responsible. So others will not be responsible, so leave this, get the another one. Same problem. Because my belief system has not changed. I did not inquire. I did not inquire this crazy head. Are you understanding? That is the journey of the self-inquiry. When I externalize the problem, now I have an anxiety, you are responsible for it, you're responsible for it. Mind keeps on repeating it, unconsciously, habitually, animally. Then what happens? Then I become rude to you. You don't understand. Don't talk to me. You are a special person. We will not talk to you. I don't do the self-inquiry. I always do the others' inquiry. Then what happens? I'm not able to cope with it. Like the donkey, who is still untied, but he is not ready to stand up. So when he is not ready to stand up, you say that, no, I'm not ready. I'm not able to cope with, now I cannot tolerate. You are already tolerating. The moment anyone says I'm not able to cope with, you are already coping. That is why you made a statement. Go a little deeper. That is such a negative belief system we have created in our life, and that is the reason for we are suffering. I'm not able to cope. Then what happens? My perception, and if I come and say to you, please leave him or her alone, why don't you take care of the mind? Oh, you are also taking his or her side. Extreme scenario. It happens to me, you are taking his or her side. So what has happened? Our perception, our interpretations, our emotional reactions are filtered through imaginary belief that I have created in favor or against any person, event, situation in the life. Mistaken identity. One master declares in the very beginning, that's a beautiful text which is known as the Gita. So he was teaching to the seeker, and he says, you are important. You are not worthy of suffering. No, don't say that, continue. Let me explain to you. No, you are not worthy of suffering. Let me explain you what is my suffering. We continue. That is what we think is, that is life. I'm full of sorrow and happiness. Full of sorrow, only little pleasure in my life. Master says we need a self-inquiry. The way we tied with these thoughts associated with feeling and emotion get identified, results into an attachment, finds an expression in anxiety, duality, reaction, and suffering. The way we have tied with any thought, we have to untie with the same thought. You hate one person. Third person likes that person. Which one is true? Tell me which one is real. You hate a person A. Person C loves the person A. Who is real? Who is true? What is the conclusion? all the experiences I receive based on my imaginary thoughts are false. Are you getting it? Here are five people here. You all, each one has a different perception about this one. This guy. If one asks you privately, oh, what is your opinion about this beard guy? You all will have a different perception. Different perception by the thought associated with the feeling. So you all have 5 layers of experiences, and 5 levels of experiences is not me. I don't recognize it. So I don't recognize my own thought process. And I continue my journey. How long you have been suffering since birth? Very good. Continue suffering. God bless you. And God bless America. He says, understanding is required, self-enquiry is required. We don't inquire, we take it for granted. You are bad. No, Jason, I told you he's bad, finished. Why don't you understand me? I understand you. Teachers of the Eastern wisdom understand you that you are more crazy than the other person whom you are blaming. You had those thoughts and belief, and you have created it. You're constantly creating the cycle of identification. Self-enquiry is required. I have to inquire into myself. And the great revelation takes place when I recognize, I realize I'm not the thought. Finished. Any thought associated with a feeling and emotion, I am not. I will solve the problem outside in relationship later, but let me see, mind, what thoughts you have in your mind. Let me throw it out. But I cherish those good thoughts. At least, you should believe me that he or she is a crazy guy. Are you getting it? Such a strong, blind belief system. One person was taking the cows. You already know the cows are sacred animals in India. So one guy was taking a cow in a street, and he was very much proud that I'm holding the leash and going. The monk said, are you holding the leash or the cow is holding you? What? Don't you see me? You see, imaginary thoughts are how they create a havoc in our life. So, monk asked, are you tied to the leash, or cow is tied to the cow, or cow is tied to you? It's a very famous metaphor we give to, we speak about. Don't you see, monk, you are enlightened person and you are asking me, you see the leash, cow is tied. The monk, by a force, snatched the leash, left the cow independent. Cow started running, and the guy started chasing the cow. Tell me, who is chasing whom? Who is tied to whom? If the cow is really tied to you, the cow will return to you. But the cow doesn't like the bondage. He likes the freedom. He left you. We think. Problem is, we think that these thoughts are coming to my mind. What should I do? Take a drink. Go for any kind of a pleasure. Eat the food you like. What will happen next day? Next day, the same thing. We find many excuses. Are you understanding? The cow is not tied to the guy. The guy is tied to the cow. That is why he started chasing the cow. We have a very false, delusional thought and a feeling, I'm holding it. I'm holding this house and visited here. Really? So the house will go with me to the cremation ground. The bank account will go with the cremation ground. Yeah, they are chasing me. They love me. You start thinking in the way I just discussed, and you will see the mind is free. You have untied. In an American way, we see that you start living authentically. You have heard many phrases. You might have searched on the Google: authentic peace, authentic happiness. It is there, here and now. Our master says it is here and now. That peace is not going anywhere. The happiness is not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. It's a veiled, covered. We have a blackout curtain. What is that blackout curtain? The imaginary thoughts, feeling. Can I live without this imaginary ropes of thoughts associated with an emotion, even if you have a strongest dislike to a person, because that thought is not there? You are free there and then. We take for granted. When you take for granted, you are already in stress and anxiety. It is not manifesting, but it will manifest. Honey, come and say, no, I'm not coming to you, I told you. We take for granted, I am stressed, I am into anxiety. You are rude, you are crazy, you don't understand me. Why the hell anyone should understand you? Why don't you understand yourself? So when you reach to that threshold, then the mind, creates a chain of the thoughts. I'm not able to cope with in this situation. Really? You are a special person. You're not able to cope with. When I give lessons, I don't say that, I don't make fun of. But in a group session, I'm saying that. I watch and I say that from where I have to untie. How I have to tell people that all is coming from the mind. Mind gives me all the experiences, and all my experiences must be subjected to scrutiny, inquiry. And when you do it with inquiry, you are ready for a journey. Anyhow, you might be waiting for meditation. Oh, you have gossiped a lot. Let me practice meditation. And if the mind is wandering in meditation, then you don't succeed in meditation. So an understanding is required. Self-inquiry is required. Why? Because in the practice, when you recognize, oh, that is what we discussed. No. I'm not chasing the thought. I'm following the practice of meditation. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed. place of the body, place of the body, position, place. When I see the place, the best thing to do, if I say you to do, is to look all around the body at 1 foot all around the body. So when you see 1 foot all around the body, is there a space? Yes, there is a space. Space gives us the freedom even at the physical level. Yes. Do you experience the freedom at this moment physically? That is why we are aware of the place where we are sitting. But if the mind is engaged in some thoughts, then it will not happen. But the mind doesn't listen to it, so that then we have being comfortable. Then I say, you see that you can delete the experiences, imaginary experiences, with another level of experience. So suppose that your mind is filled with those imaginary thoughts causing the stress and anxiety, and I am saying you look at the neck joint. Look means mind is knowing, feeling the neck joint. You look inside the neck joint. And stay there. So when you stay there, you have a new level of experience. What is that? It is sensation, comfort, and steadiness. But if you are a non-seeker, the mind will jump to the another thought and you will start chasing the other thoughts. And then you will say that I did not succeed because I had lot of thoughts. I'm not understanding it. I'm very intelligent. That is why you have a problem. So look at the shoulder joints. Look means mentally, knowing, feeling, experiencing. You are changing one experience which is causing you the anxiety with another experience. Oh, is that meditation? No, after that we will leave both the experiences. You change one experience of the mind. So you look inside the shoulder joints and you find sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Is being comfortable. You see that I have told you perhaps in 100 different ways to be comfortable. Do you remember even 5 ways? You don't have a problem. No, I remember all those imaginary ropes. That is the problem. You look at the entire body from the top of the head to the toes. Look means you are mentally, your mind is knowing, recognizing, feeling the entire body. And suddenly the mind, from its imaginary thought, says, I look so beautiful, and you are already gone. No other thought. And then you experience the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. The mind goes again. You don't worry about any thought. I'm saying you. Noise, sound, other sensations you feel of temperature, they are there, but you are not paying attention. Same way, any thought is also a feeling, you are not paying attention. You bring your mind back and you experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness again. One thought comes, again you bring your mind. Say to yourself, do I experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness? It will work. So that is how we change the direction of the mind. And now being carefree. Carefree is the second deeper level. Why it is a deeper level? We can perceive these imaginary thoughts. They will be there. In non-meditative state, they are there. I get associated with them. In the practice of meditation, we are saying simply, you are seeing them at a distance. Why at a distance? There is no attachment. Attachment is imaginary. Identification is imaginary. It does not exist. These thoughts are coming and going. Let them come, let them go. Finished. How like the traffic in the highway, like the birds flying in the sky. Just when you are carefree, you experience the sense of freedom deep inside your head. You see the sky as if I am the sky, the birds are flying. That is being carefree. I am the sky and the birds are the thoughts flying in the sky. They will continue to fly in the sky in your mind. If they don't fly, we are dead. So we are filtering out as if they are the weeds. Understanding is required. But even if it doesn't work, then we say, okay, now today you let me change. Om Shanti. You say mentally Om Shanti. It hits the space inside your head at an interval. Let it hit you. Hit your space inside the head at an interval. Maintain sensation, comfort, and steadiness, and then start breathing quick and fast from both the nostrils into the chest. Can you maintain your awareness on the 3 points? I said you hit the space inside your head. How? By the sound. What is the sound? Om Shanti. What the Om Shanti means? I am peace. You are replacing and maintain sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Third, continue breathing quick and fast into the chest. So what happens? There is a change of experience. The crazy mind will say, don't do it. Why? Because it does not want to change the status quo. And if you endure and change the status quo, that means mind is now ready to change. You see, that is how I gave you the instruction, what I discuss in the talk. Oh, that is good. Now I understand. If the mind is chasing an imaginary thought and I say no Om Shanti, that is replaced by the Om Shanti, and I want to clear the path, the space in the mind by breathing, maintaining the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. You are bound to change. Sometimes I do not understand. You have the right map, the right destination, and you land up to the second destination. unknown. Is it possible? No, it is not possible. But it is possible during the practice of meditation. Because the mind has started chasing continue breathing. Your mind, the mind that says I cannot do it, is the mind that is the donkey mind. So you just recognize it. No, I have to, let me continue to do it. If you persist, if you endure it, what is this? Understand clearly. This is the knowledge in the intellect to endure. So when you endure it, you continue doing it, you are leaving that imaginary mind which attacks you, which says, no, I cannot do it, I'm exhausted. You're not exhausted with your anxiety and suffering for so many years. How can you be excited by just couple of breathing? And now leave this. Allow the breath to be normal. Become aware of the flow of the breath. When I say become aware of the flow of the breath, don't think it is high. Just experience the feeling. The breath, feeling of the breath. What do you feel? The breath goes in and comes out. That feeling gives you the knowledge. The breath is going in and out. I'm not changing the rate and the rhythm of the breath, and I feel. Then you can recognize the flow of the breath from each nostril. So now people say this is a mysticism. There's nothing mysticism. If you check the flow of the breath at this moment is equal. You need not to worry. You just continue to stay with the rhythm of the breath that is equal through both the nostrils. You'll be absorbed into meditation by yourself. There is no further step is required. But if you try to make the flow equal, which is not possible, that very trying is coming from the mind with imaginary ropes. That is what we have been trying to be happy. I've been trying to be happy for the last 20 years. That is why I don't believe you. Don't believe me. So you are clear, you are aware of the flow of the breath. Very good. With that flow of the breath is normal now. Anytime the breath is going in, you drop Om Shanti, knowing it means I am peace, and merge into space. Why? The peace is like the space. The breath coming out, you drop Om Shanti, but don't forget to see the space. What is seeing the space? You experience the space. You feel the space. It's not a big deal. But if you make it a big deal, It is the crazy mind is making a big deal. That is why donkey did not stand up. Until we went there, through the imagination we untied and he was ready to stand up. So if we continue to do it and make it a daily practice, we can go beyond the mind, finding freedom. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences and bring the hands down. We'll share our experiences. How are you, Charlie?
I'm good. Yes. You've given me a lot to think about. I was challenged by this week's talk and meditation, and I liked it.
Challenge. So think of it. There is only one challenge that is coming from inside.
Exactly.
By the two stories. No challenge ever comes from inside, from outside, barring exceptions at the physical level. But mental, emotional, it is all my challenges. I created them, and only I can get rid of them. How are you, John?
Hey, Girish, I'm fine. First of all, I think that was a really good story about the donkey. And I think also, I appreciate the distinction that you made between traveling and wandering. And I have to say that during the meditation, my mind did not wander very much. And I was real happy about that.
Very good. So only one thing is required. Let the mind travel inside also. Simple. That is one way. So how it will travel when we drop that imaginary ropes tied to the donkey? because I believe them. They are real. Yes, Sophie, what is real for you?
Well, I had a very good meditation, but I'm being challenged this week also by a little bit overwhelmed by the net that needs to be undone. It's a huge net.
What net?
All the ropes
Yes,
attached.
yes, all the ropes. I wanted to ask you how many weeks during the last 40 years you had a challenging week. So I have already created a very solid imaginary rope this week, the same way the Charlie also said, this week is very challenging. Oh, week is challenging? Really? What is that week contains? From Monday to Sunday? Okay. Okay. From 23rd February to backward? Oh, are they challenging me?
No, what I mean is, what I meant is, how long does it gonna take to get rid of all this garbage?
How long as long as I'm tied down. You untie today, here and now, you are free. Yesterday was the date 24th February, right? Huh?
Yeah.
Are you tied to February 24th?
No.
So you have already untied. Finished.
That's
You have
good.
an answer. So you are not untied, and you said last week was challenging. 23rd February, 22nd. It is the thought in my mind. Think. And how are you?
Yeah, I feel fine. I was a little bit, I didn't feel very calm
Throughout the day.
I don't know, something occupied me. And then towards the end, I said, I'm sitting here, and at the end, I have to feel good and calm.
Right.
So that's what I ordered my mind. Shut up.
Yes, yes.
Be
Yes.
quiet.
That is another way. You think, oh, shut up. So you see that Charlie and Sophie had a challenge this week, and you have a challenge only today. You see, and John rightly said, he picked up, so you picked up this understanding, you register this understanding as a memory in your mind during the day. What do you think? I have a lot of other things to do. Yeah, to fall into anxiety and reaction. That is the thing that we have. You are lost then. Why the memory is not there? Why I can't recall this understanding? Because I have so many imaginary ropes which I believe much more than what I'm seeing.
Yes.
Continue believing it, so that my profession continues. So how you meet?
I feel those ropes are, I don't know how to describe it, but they're softening.
Very good.
And
Yeah.
I often chase my mind, thinking it's the boss, and I'll go along. And
Yeah.
somehow I let my mind to have a rest.
We have to move to the next step of understanding. You are not softening the rope because the rope does not exist at all. Rope does not simply exist.
Yes, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, that is all. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
We'll meet
I may have
again.
those ropes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh.